Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Monday the 9th of August 2021. So remember, I always encourage you to share our live stream. Tonight, it's Mashup Monday. So just a little reminder, those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. So viewers, I want to say a special good night to you once again. Those of you that are on our Facebook page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, our page. Those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe, hit the bell, and you know when we go live. Those of you of the Caribbean and around the globe, a special good night to you. So viewers, I just want to remind you about Real Talk Group of Companies, Real Talk Investment. Remember, if you are looking for the best interest rate in Trinidad and Tobago, and if you are looking presently for a good investment, I would encourage you to contact Real Talk Group of Companies. They are offering to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago a Real Talk investment. We are paying presently from 3% to 3.5%. It is the largest payout in percentage rate right now on any fixed income, any fixed investment in Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, if you're looking for the perfect opportunity, to gain great rewards on your hard-earned cash. Hard-earned cash. You know, we're always looking for some proper investment. And an investment that is paying the highest percentage rate. Contact Real Talk Group of Companies. Our phone numbers are 238-6716, 339-1670, or 267-7325. Contact our office, set up an appointment, come down to our business place, our office. We are located on number 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas, viewers. So that is 238-6716 or 339-1670, 267-7325. Between 3% to 3.5%, the highest payout on any investment in Trinidad and Tobago presently. So viewers, this is just a reminder to contact us. So as we start off our program tonight, Paria Fueling Trading Company Limited reports that it is continuing with the monitoring and cleaning up of the oil spill discovered over the weekend. Paria indicated the command team continues to monitor the situation at sea and is addressing all aspects of this incident. At approximately 5 a.m. today, a further sea survey was conducted north and south of the Point-a-Pierre port, and weathered streaks of oil were discovered in the sea. Shoreline survey are ongoing. Cleanup on all land is progressing, and all the containment booms have effectively confirmed that spills with no further migration of oil. Fisherman and friend of the CFFOS, Corporate Secretary Gary Aboud, boarded a pirogue yesterday and went to the scene of the spill. So viewers, the Paria Fueling Company, they have their team out, they are monitoring it, and we're going to bring you any updates. Look at that. Look at that. Out at sea. Gary Aboud and his team, they were out yesterday. They saw what was taking place. They contacted the relevant authority, and the authority said that they have their personnel outside at sea and on land monitoring the situation. So viewers, we're going to keep you up to date with any further incident. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
My friend.
This is the imitation vaccine fragrance. I don't have no paisa to invest in you, but I will invest in your program by contributing as I can on weekdays. All right, let me get down to the gist of the matters. I think the population has answered Terence Terrible about vaccine hesitation. AstraZeneca came in and they rushed for it. What does that say? That says the population and the majority of the citizens don't like the Sinopharm. Isn't that a good thing that we can analyze from everything that has happened? The other thing too, I had to thank the vaccine Vagrant and the Minister of Colors. You know, it have a fella named Brown? Right, listen to this about the negotiation with Canada. They say it was a bilateral negotiation. And, and I had to bat for the vaccine Reagan this time. You know why? He would have gone in that negotiation and that bilateral agreement from a point of strength. Why am I saying that? You remember in 1970 and onwards, there was mass migration. I wouldn't say mass migration. Our human capital ran as refugee to Canada. Yeah. A lot of our brains, power. A lot of businessmen too. Remember the Vernon Charles who had the candy company and he eventually sold it out to Lockjack. So all of them went to Canada. So Canada gained from Trinidad human capital, right? You ever hear about the 10% cut in the PNM? It had a fella they call O'Halloran. Now we have plenty 10%. We are the crooked 6. What did he do to Canada? He invested alleged taxpayers' money. Remember the first 2 Twin Towers went up in Canada was owner of O'Halloran owned it. And he was part of the cultural makeup and the corruption in the PNM. Rowley know all of that. So when Rowley went to that negotiation and that bilateral agreement, here what Rowley tell them, and I believe so, this is from my vantage, look, Canada, 40 years after all, you have to give you back something. Look how much investment we make in all here. We PNM government and we PNM ministers might have contributed to all development by taxpayers' money out of Trinidad. And when it had this commotion with Eric Williams and he running people and he nationalizing, a lot of people went to Canada. So Canada get a lot of things from us. So what it is for them to give you some vaccine. That's why I say I'm batting any man. And look how it had a rush for that vaccine. People are rushing for it. All right, I ain't going to say anything. I'll come back in and tell you about how they mismanage it. Okay? I'll go and have a nice night.
Thank you, my friend. So as we move along, viewers, large groups of persons turn up at SAPA, mass vaccination site in San Fernando today for their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The vaccines are part of the estimated 82,000 doses of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine donated by Canada. Persons made appointments using the Ministry of Health online appointment system, which opened on Sunday. With heavy rains at some sites, the large number of persons awaiting to register had to gather below the moving registration tent, the main registration tent. Garnett from Pinal said he believed that the AstraZeneca vaccine was the best vaccine to take if someone wants to travel abroad. Meanwhile, there was also mass chaos at UTT Monroe Road vaccination site. The chaos was caused from no proper system in place, as those with appointments and walk-ins were in clusters and long lines. Tempers. You know, we Trinidadian, we have a temper. So temper also raised as rains fell and persons stood in the line drenched, soaking wet. As you could see for yourself, the rain is presently falling on the video that you are seeing on your television. After standing for hours in the rain, the crowd squeezed under tents as they inched closer to get their jabs. Minister of Health Terence Diarsing states previously that 31,330 of the vaccine will expire by the end of August, while the other 50,700 will expire at the end of October. Call a good night.
Very good evening to you, Mr. Saeed.
To you, my friends.
I have first-hand information. Somebody who was there today explained this whole scenario and what will it take for me to get it right. They need some tents. Look at these people.
Yes.
Look at what these people have to go through. And remember last week I was telling you that the hesitancy to take the Sinopharm vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
You see what happened? People just going crazy over the AstraZeneca.
Yes.
But I want to tell you one more thing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the police in Grandy area made a haul today, so much $1 million worth of marijuana and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they find regiment uniform and police uniform.
Also, yes.
But what I want to know, hats off to the police.
Yes, yes.
Firstly.
We must congratulate the officers for a job well done.
Exactly. I applaud them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the problem is, officers don't report uniform missing. When they wash their clothes, where do they hang it? By the fence on the roadside?
I understand what you're saying.
There must be some type of things embossed in the uniform or something, some kind of accountability. Because this is happening too often. All the best. Keep up the good work, bro.
Thank you, my friend. No, but that is a valid point, you know. Where are they getting these uniform from? Where are they getting it from? Are they getting it from a police officer? Are they getting it from the station? Are they getting it from a unit? Where are they getting it from? That is a very, very important question. So viewers, as we roll along tonight, President of the Electronic Lotto Agent Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Alan Campbell, have stated that lotto agents will not be forced to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Listen to this. Campbell said, taking the vaccine is a personal choice, and the association will not make the vaccine mandatory for employees because they understand. Campbell understands that there is about 200,000 or a little more vaccinated. What about the 1.1 million people who is not vaccinated? Are you going to tell them don't come to the lotto booth? He understands the importance. He stated that under the Industrial Relations Act, vaccine cannot be made mandatory since the vaccine is still in experimental stage. Under no circumstances can an employer alter the terms and conditions of any existing employees. I have the act, you know. I just forget to send it to all you to put it up. I have the act. I got it today, but nevertheless, tomorrow I will do it. Now, it also states under the industrial relations, I just want to give you a little quick heads up. If an employer send an employee to get a vaccine or anything coming to do with testing of virus, the employer will have to pay the cost. I just want to give a little heads up. Tomorrow I'll get the act and I'll throw it up for you all to see. Now, under the International Convention of Human Rights, to which TNT is a signatory, employees cannot be forced to take any experimental medication. I want to let you understand that. Remember, I did a series of shows with that. You cannot force employees to take it. We will be going against human rights. And if we go against human rights, all these individuals who have committed murder and have been sentenced to hang by high court judges, what are we going to do with them? Is human rights going to step in and say, well, you know, because of the human rights organization, we cannot hang them? But they were found guilty of murder. But you want individuals now to take a vaccine that is going against our choice. Remember, I did a series of shows with that. So I just want to add to you now. On next week Monday coming up, That will be the 16th. Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago said the retail sector is going to open up in Trinidad and Tobago. All stores and business place. So what I want you to ask the citizen now, what I want to ask you is that all those business places that are forcing their staff to vaccinate, I wonder how many stores or business place, I should say in general, are going to put a security officer by the door asking individuals that coming into their store, can I see your vaccination 2-dose pass? Are you going to do that? Or are you going to let any human being, shoppers, come into your store? Not my store, no. They're coming into your store to spend their hard-earned money. Now listen this. Listen this. They say the virus, you will get COVID-19 virus by droplets. Correct, Director? Droplets, you're getting it. So the unvaccinated people now, who you are allowed to come into your store because they're coming to spend money. When they're coming to spend money, you don't care if they're vaccinated or not. They're coming to spend money. Now the money that they are spending, they are taking off from their pocket or their purse or their bag. And they come into your store. Unvaccinated people, are you going to take that unvaccinated individual money? I'm asking you. I'm asking you. So this is what I want to find out from business places. Are you going to take the unvaccinated people money when the retail sector open back on Monday the 16th? I'm just asking a question. I'm going to open up a discussion just now, you know. But hold on. However, Campbell added that what lotto operators are being instructed to do is enforce COVID-19 protocol and state of emergency rules for themselves and their customers. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, my dear.
To be honest, I am very disappointed with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Reason being, a lot of them is not working.
Correct.
People don't have work. They're struggling outside there, right? And I think it is very ridiculous that they will take the last dollar and go and bet lotto and play with. I think everybody should dress back on that lotto and play with and let the government take the bounce with that. You understand?
I understand what you're saying.
Okay, good night.
Thank you, my dear. Now, I just want to add this. You see, the Lotto and Playway and all the other online games that is attached to NLCB, they brings in a large revenue. I am not saying it is right, you know. I am just stating the facts. NLCB brings in a large revenue. Now, when they bring in this large revenue, they also pay tax to the government. So the government also inherit a large revenue from NLCB through tax. So my thing on it, more or less, that is why they are opening back the NLCB. That is why, with a large intake of revenue to NLCB, the government will also get a chunk of large taxes, large revenue from the NLCB. So that is my take on it. But we're rolling along tonight. Feel free to call in. Principal Medical Officer Dr. Marian Abdul-Ruchez have stated that COVID-19 vaccination remains voluntary as different sectors of the economy are reopening. This, as there is no evidence of the COVID-19 Delta variant in Trinidad and Tobago as yet. Asked whether consideration was being given to mandatory vaccination policy, she stated that the policy has to be reviewed. But as for now, vaccinations remain voluntary. So viewers, Abdul Richard added that the risk of greater transmission of COVID-19 increases as more sectors of the economy in the reopening. Meanwhile, Tobago Business Chamber President Martin George has called on the government to legislate mandatory COVID-19 vaccine law to allow certain sectors to reopen. See, that is when you want to go against human rights. You want to make it mandatory. Now, this is coming from the Tobago Business Chamber President, you know. Legislate mandatory COVID-19 vaccine policies to allow certain sectors to reopen. So what about the individual that were caught guilty by magistrate of murder? Why they don't push something now to make it mandatory to hang these individuals who were caught guilty of murder by a judge? Instead of we have them there where taxpaying money is going to prison now to buy food to mind them. Caller, good night.
Hello, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, my dear.
I'm calling from St. Lucia.
St. Lucia, welcome. Glad to have you in the house tonight.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I got with you. I don't even know what to say right now.
Oh my God. Well, just continue.
Yeah,
give us your opinion.
I'm happy what you're talking about right now. You're just the best. I'm happy. I love you. You're just so wonderful, yeah.
Thank you so much. But how is St. Lucia?
St. Lucia, well, we just had elections. We changed our government, but I don't know, probably everything is going good for now.
But the government changed?
Yeah, but, well, I don't think I am accepting this government, but anyway.
You're just happy that you got through?
Yes, I'm just happy that I don't even know what to say.
All right, here what I'm going to do. Is there anyone that you want to send a shout out to in St. Lucia?
Oh, yeah.
Or even in Trinidad?
Yes, my daughter. I would like to say hello to Tonya. Yes, my husband, Marlene, her grandfather. Yeah, Michael, and well, that should be about it. Yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy I got with you. I think I'll try some other time.
Thank you so much for calling in, my dear.
You're great, and I'm listening to your program, and everything you're saying, it's just amazing. So, thank you for letting us hear your voice and what you have to say.
Not a problem. Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we're going back. Listen to this video.
For mandatory vaccination. Regarding the policies for mandatory vaccinations, this is a policy that has to be reviewed and is really under the purview of the Cabinet and the Honorable Prime Minister. At present, vaccinations are voluntary, and we would really appreciate all your support in obtaining herd immunity and meeting our targets. Thank you.
So according to Ms. Abdul, the policy have to review. You just can't go just so. So, Martin George has called on the government to legislate mandatory COVID-19 vaccine laws to allow certain sectors to reopen. So you want to go against human rights in certain sectors then? I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. Caller, good night.
Good night again, Saeed. Mash up Monday.
Mash up
Imitation
Monday.
Regret too. All right, listen to me. I'm glad you're on this topic at this moment.
Uh-huh.
And I want to reflect from my vantage what and how they have mismanaged this COVID-19 pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Every problem has a solution.
Correct. We just have to look for it.
Right. And how we are managing it is the next process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the best way to manage it is to prevent it. So you must have preventive action. And if by chance, as what this government doing, they mismanage it, you must have corrective action. So let us explore the preventive action they're supposed to have done and basically ace it. Listen to this. The two most critical things to prevent it, what they say, wash your hands, social distances, wear your mask.
Mm-hmm.
Where have we been as a country with water?
True.
And water is a problem.
Yes.
So if water is a problem, you're already mismanaging it every day some part of the country. The other thing is, vaccination is the key to prevent deaths and illness. What have we done as a country? Our procurement was PP poor. You know what that PP mean? Poor, because they bungled it, they didn't want to beg nothing. So they messed up the preventive action.
Mm-hmm.
No, so everybody getting COVID now. How have they done the corrective action? They have failed in patient care. Because when you go to the hospital, you know what is the outcome. The protocol for treating it, because this is a novel sort of sickness disease, you have to have your best doctors in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they have the experience, they could identify. You can't put you. So the rotation policy has failed. So it is a managerial problem that has not been fleshed out properly. So I want to rotate them out of office because they don't know what they're doing. It's so simple. I have fleshed it out. Preventive action, corrective action, and they have failed miserably. Go and have a nice night.
Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, Mr. George, he urged the government to be more proactive in finding ways to get us out quickly out of the economic crisis. I wonder what ideas do you have to throw out to the government? And what ideas do you have that you think a certain sector should take the vaccine? I'm just asking, did you send any proposal to the government? I'm just asking a question. So, I just want to remind you viewers, for those of you who have been calling to find out if you could start the Real Talk investment with a small amount of money, yes, it's not a problem. If you don't have a 6-digit and you have from 10,000 go up, you could start your Real Talk fixed investment from 10,000 go up. So viewers, I'm encouraging you, if you're looking for the right investment to make, contact us. 238-6716, 339-1670, or 267-7325. Get in touch with us. The best interest rate presently is being paid out in Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, while I'm on that, here what happened, eh? Today, a director in one of my company did some business with an individual, and they gave us a manager's check. Here this enough. You know when you got manager's check from the bank, you're sure the check certified. All right, not a problem. Certified check. Me and the director went in the bank. I won't call the bank to discriminate the bank time, because if I go to launch, there's many things I will say about the banking sector in Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't want to discriminate the bank, but I believe they need to change our policy. So one of the guy, I believe he is the individual you meet, and he will direct you what department to go, all based on what type of business you come in the bank to do. So I went in with a certified manager's check. Me and a director of one of my company. So when we went in, the guy asked us what business you come to do in the bank. And I realized I had the precautionary measures and all these things. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I am quite glad to see that the bank have introduced the system. And when we went in and we spoke to the gentleman, now all we had to do was to deposit his manager's check into an account, which we went to do. And he was saying, well, we showed him the check. I said, hey, I come to deposit one of this, a manager's check into the account. I was shocked, only to find out that I have to get a written statement from the individual who gave us this check. What was the purpose of this check? Keep in mind, it is a manager's check, came from a bank in Trinidad, issued by the bank. We got the check, went into our bank, only to be told by the individual when he saw the check, I need to have a written document from the individual as to why and how and what business transaction took place for me to have this manager's check that was issued from a bank in Trinidad. I said tonight I had to talk about it. A manager's check. Me and Navin doing business. So I told Navin, I said, Navin, I will pay you, I'll get a manager's check, a certified check from the bank, so you would be sure that your money is safe. It is a manager's check. So when I give Navin this check now, Navin went to his bank, and his banker, their personnel is telling Navin now that, Navin, you need to bring in a written statement from the individual that gave you this check. What was the business transaction that caused you to have this check for X amount of dollars? I was shocked. Before I deposit this manager's check into our account, we have to have this written statement. Otherwise, it is not going in. I was shocked. So where is the banking sector going in Trinidad now? I'm just asking. It is a certified check. The individual looked at it. Yes, it is a certified check. But we want to know what business you conducted in order to have this. I was like, serious? Instead of they made it easy. It's not like it's fraud. It's a manager's check. It's a manager's check. The guy said, Said, I know you. I know you is not a con man. I know you not a no smart man thing. I know you is a man standing up for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I watch your show. I tell you, I was shocked. I was amazed standing right there. I said, serious? He said, yes. He said, so before you come to put that into your account, you need to have that statement. I said, wow. So every check I had to come back to my office now and call the individuals and told them to prepare a document for me, to carry it back to my bank, to deposit it into our account. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, Martin George talking for himself alone. He's not speaking for Tobagonian. Martin George, I'm afraid of that man.
This is my friend from Tobago.
Yes,
my friend, thank you. I recognize your voice.
Yes, man, I realize that you tell me that. I realize that. I had dealings with that man, right? Saeed is a lawyer. And he's not a nice fella, right?
Wait, so he is a lawyer?
Yes, he's a big lawyer in Tobago.
Well, then he forgetting the human rights part of it?
He is a man of his own, right? I had a matter, he had poured it for me, and the matter just blew up in the air and nothing came out of it.
Now, well, we wouldn't discuss any personal things, you know. I don't want to discriminate him, but...
Right. But he is not talking for Tobagonians, he is speaking for himself. I don't know what island he from. Right? I have rights, my family have rights. If he want his family to get juked, let juke his family.
I wouldn't go down. My friend, I do thank you for calling and highlighting the matter. But
this is not a Tobago thing.
We don't want to discriminate anybody. This is just his views that we're highlighting. Director of Women's Health, Dr. Adesh Surju Singh, has disclosed that Trinidad and Tobago has recorded its first maternal death in a COVID-19 positive patient. He stated that within the recent past, a mother have passed after her delivery. Look at this.
Unfortunately, I have the sad news to report that within the recent past, we actually lost our first mother after she delivered to COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago as a result of the complications of COVID-19. So we have reached that place which is being seen worldwide where maternal deaths are being reported.
To date, 285 pregnant women have been contracted COVID-19 locally. (285 pregnant women have contracted the COVID-19 virus locally. In a separate incident, Dr. Surju Singh announced that the baby has been confirmed to have the viral respiratory illness. This is the first case of documented mother-to-child transmission of COVID-19, he said. Dr. Surju Singh stated that both mother and baby are doing well and being monitored by the healthcare professionals. The grace of God is only the grace of God could save them. And I hope that God grant them the grace of good health, especially the newborn, to come out of this COVID-19. So, persons of interest, Stacey Ann Ramsaran, would you please get in touch with me, my dear? 238-6716 or 339-1670. Persons of interest, Stacey Ann Ramsaran. Would you please get in touch with me, my dear, so we can have a discussion? Thank you so much. So our mashup topic tonight, viewers, is the retail sector. Those employers that are pushing for their staff to get vaccinated or do a PCR test every 2 weeks and present it to them. Are you all going to take the unvaccinated people money? This is what I want to know. And I think the majority of Trinidadians and Tobagonians wants answers also. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Sayeed.
Go right ahead.
The thing about it is banks now require you to put more documents in place. So even though you get a manager's check, they want to make sure that the money is good money, not money through money laundering or that kind of thing. So it's nothing new. It's happening. Maybe it happened to you for the first time because it's the first big transaction you have done in a while, but it's happening. Now, I want to know about the Real Talk investments. Because if you invest $10,000, what is your rate of interest that you get in a gift period?
Call me tomorrow and we will discuss that. You see, thank you, my friend. This is not everything I throw enough for the public. If you make a real talk investment from 10,000 go up, presently 3% is one of the highest paying out right now because they're getting 2%, 2.25%. I pay in 3% and we're going straight up to 3.5% real talk investment. Let me tell you something. God called Moses in a time when his people was crying out in Pharaoh's kingdom. And you all know I love the Moses story. I love the Moses story. I love the Moses story. So I just want to remind you that individuals above the age of 16, you could go into the police station, take out your certificate of character, and you could apply. You could apply for your pepper spray. One more for real talk in the basket. One more. Let me tell you something. It have one or two things I'm working on, you know. It have one or two things I'm working on, you know. You see, thus far, individuals around the world who are viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali, they would understand that when we push for legislations and amendments and laws for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I don't just push it for myself. It's not because I have a power and I have an ability. I'm pushing for things that we need, not want, things that we need. Remember on a Friday show, I opened up the Friday show. Anybody else call me and embarrass me. Call me and embarrass me. Tell me the individuals that push for things in Trinidad and Tobago and just get it passed. The opposition pushing for things and sometimes it will go debate in the parliament and it will drop. It will drop. Call her good night. Hello? I guess we lost that. Stick, you get the click. Commissioner of Prison Dennis Pochan have confirmed that 34 inmates of the Carrera conviction prison have tested positive for COVID-19. His response came after a prisoner disclosed that inmates were fearful of an outbreak after several tested positive. The prisoner also claimed that inmates were not being separated from those who were COVID positive and that prison officials are not doing enough to protect them from the virus. Prison officers, one prison officer who was last attached to the Carrera prison have died from COVID-19 on July 20th. Commissioner Pochan stated that there were risk and danger of transferring prisoners and explained they did everything for the inmates to be on vaccination. He stated that at the end of the day, they could not force inmates to take the vaccine as it was totally voluntary. So that is Carrera Prison you are looking at, my viewers. Call a good night.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
This pregnancy, that's where the mother died. We give the family our condolences.
Condolences to the family, yes.
Yes. But, Saeed, you know we have an epidemic going along. Yeah?
Go right ahead.
Inform
the public.
We're supposed to protect ourselves, even self. You understand? As big people. You understand? You can't come and get pregnant since how long this thing going on. You understand? With all the lockdown and all this quarantine and all kind of thing. And you going to get pregnant and take a baby which tested positive and you ensure if you go live.
Thank you, my friend. I understand what you're saying. So, viewers, we have a serious discussion in Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm going to raise it tonight. Now that there are employers who are forcing their staff to take COVID-19 vaccine. It will, according to the medical fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago, it will prevent you from hospitalization. Correct. We understand that. Dr. Avery Hines came out and said, even though you get a 2 shot, it will not prevent you from getting the coronavirus. So if that does not prevent you from getting the coronavirus, why are there employers or employee forcing employers to take the vaccine? Yes, we all want to be safe. We all want to be safe. You see, I will tell you something. Now is not the 1901, or this is not 1805, where we have one radio in our village of 2,000. We are in modern times. Technology is growing. Something that is happening on the other half of the world, we can view it live on Facebook. News are being spread like that, with the internet like that. And people are getting international news of what is taking place with the vaccine. So I find it very ridiculous that some business places are forcing their staff to take the vaccine or don't come to work. Let's just say our staff take the vaccine and they get COVID-19 now. What is going to happen with that individual? What is going to happen? Huh? Are you telling your vaccinated staff they don't have to work with PCR while the unvaccinated one have to work with a PCR every 2 weeks? So if the vaccinated staff now contract the COVID-19 virus, what's going to happen? Because the vaccine, it is not preventing you from getting it. So that is a big discussion. It is not something that they could just throw under the red carpet and leave it alone. You cannot do that. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I'd like to know when you have that judge on talking about the case, because you say last week a judge going to come and say something, and the government going to have the papers, right? When are you going to have that judge on? Thank you.
That judge is coming on. Have patience. Have patience. According to source, that judge, let me tell you something. You see all these employer who want to play their forcing staff? You get a document from I don't know who that states individuals who have their 2 shots cannot get COVID-19 virus. You get that document. Because I will tell you something, when this judge rise, I hope all you have proof, you know. Take what I'm telling all you, you know. That individual would not make joke, you know. Take what I'm telling all you, hey, there's a lot of people in high places who making serious decisions. This be lockdown to real talk, you know. I want to say a special good night to my good friend, who is one of the chief JP in Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Khan. He's from Valsey. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
My friend, how are thou?
Good, good. Concerning the topic you're on there right now, sir. Last week I reiterated to you that it's really unfair for the vaccinated people that they have to present a PCR test every 2 weeks, right? And the employer now pushing people to go and get vaccinated. And the people that don't want to get vaccinated, he basically, in terms, he victimizing them then. Let me put it like that. Because, see, I was looking at a video over the weekend where a certain company and the boss was telling the employees that if they don't get the vaccine,
no bonus for Christmas.
Right, he cutting the bonus and all them things. So what kind of message is that you sending to your employees?
True.
No, hear this. If an employee is very productive and he working towards his bonus and thing, and you come and tell him that now, how you going to basically give him the motivation now to continue his job?
technically call you're pushing away a valid employee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you're breaking motivation to work for you.
That will cause also a loss to your company.
No, hear this, eh? You was just now saying on your program that prisoners refusing the vaccine as well, right?
Some of them fearful, yeah.
Right. Now, if the prisoners have rights and them in prison to refuse a vaccine, how you could tell me an employer forcing his employees to take a vaccine? I don't understand it. It's the same thing. The people had a freedom of choice to choose whether they want it or not. And this morning side, it had the same man you was talking about, right? On a talk show. Come and saying that how blaming the unvaccinated people for the COVID cases and the spikes and the infections and things. Or they need to stop doing this dotishness what they're doing inside.
Correct. Because
they're coming with a narrative that the unvaccinated people is the people that causing the COVID spikes. It is not so. Or let's do all the research properly and then come and accuse people. Because that people here do not want to take the vaccine. And all the...
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Now, you're forcing your staff to take the vaccine to prevent hospitalization. But comorbidities, people who died from comorbidities, according to the health ministry, they had the COVID-19 virus. Is the vaccine going to prevent them from dying now with comorbidities? You have comorbidities problem. You take the vaccine. Is the vaccine going to prevent you from dying? Or your comorbidities problem that you have is going to cause you to die? Have you ever think about that? Gone are the days of heart attack. Gone are the days of ammonia fever. Gone are those days. You know why? Everything is COVID-19. When last we hear a man got heart attack? When last? When last we hear of an individual die of an illness? Everything is COVID-19, is comorbidities. COVID-19, he suffered from comorbidities. So if you have comorbidities, you're complicated, and then you take the vaccine, is that going to prevent you from dying? Ask yourself that. Because you were complicated before coronavirus. And the Prime Minister did say some of them fought off the COVID-19 virus before they even knew they had it. And you know what he did? Because he got the vaccine, you know, he moved here unvaccinated security details. He moved them. All they want to say, let me tell you something. About 200,000, maybe a little more than 200,000 vaccinated. I just lost track of the figure today. And we still have over 1 million people unvaccinated. So what is the business sector going to do? I keep raising the question every day. Are you going to put a security guard in front of your business place and ask them for their COVID-19 shots? Pass? Are you going to ask them for that? Because I want to see business people asking for it. If that is the method you're going with, forcing staff, I want to see you put a security guard in front of your door and ask individuals for their COVID-19 vaccination pass. And I want to see how long your business will sustain in this economy. You see, I go tell you something. Not everybody have common sense. Not everybody. Yes, we understand. We have to be cautious. You think taking the vaccine going to prevent you from getting COVID-19 virus? No. And your mistake is where you start forcing employees to take it. That was your mistake. So viewers, we're out of time for tonight. Out. But nevertheless, those of you that are looking for the great investment to make, you are looking for a bigger return on your cash, contact Real Talk Group of Company. Set up an appointment and come in and make a Real Talk investment. 267-7325, 339-1670 or 238-6716. Presently, a Real Talk investment is paying a return of 3% to 3.5% on your fixed investment. The highest payout presently in Trinidad and Tobago. Real Talk Group of Companies is heading up on its way to become one of the largest depositing center in Trinidad and Tobago on a fixed investment. When I stand here, I stand proud. It's just I want to tell you how much my estate worth as yet, you know. I want to tell you that as yet. But nevertheless, contact us, viewers. Set up an appointment, come down and see us. From 10,000 go up, you can make an investment. So viewers, Allahumma salli ala anta bakibr ba'una kayezama. Ask God to guide and protect you as you go out in our pandemic. Yes, it is a pandemic. We have common sense. Wash, hand sanitize, wash your hands, hand sanitize, wear your mask, take your precautions for you and your family. Until we meet for Tune It Up Tuesday, good night.